Welcome aboard, all you wonderful groomers, pet stylists, and canine cosmetologists. You found the Traveling Groomers Podcast, where we discuss lessons learned from mobile and house call grooming. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Bear Anthony. Any moment now, we'll be joined by my co-host and friend, retired mobile groomer and educator extraordinaire, Mary Oquendo, and very likely a special guest to help us chat about all things grooming, grooming industry related, and just plain fun digressions that I will totally wrangle.
We're totally professionals. We've done this like several hundred times. Oh,
that was a great intro.
Right?
I
The
really
part of it
enjoyed that.
you heard that I didn't mute. But hey, Mary, since we mentioned how many times we've done this, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 289 of the Traveling Groomers Podcast, recorded on January 15th. Will be airing on January 29th. And we have a special guest.
Okay, I'm going to introduce her, and I'm hoping because I actually phonetically spelled your last name on a piece of paper. So, welcome, Michelle Caluneo.
Oh, you nailed it. Thank you.
Right.
And Mary, is Michelle our very first guest of 2025?
Why, yes, she is.
Fabulous.
Special.
Yeah, shouldn't we have like a ding, 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 ding or something?
Ding, 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 ding. I got you.
You know, maybe.
She's got a soundboard there.
Oh, all right. Well, then you're way more efficient than perfect.
That'll have to do it. That'll
Nailed
have
it.
to do for right now.
Okay. So the reason we asked Michelle on here, especially a couple reasons. One of which, she's coming from a totally different industry into the pet industry. And the second thing is she has like literally the funniest dog videos. And I'm going to not include dogs, but cat. I feel for Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Carl is like a full-blown celebrity.
Yeah, and he's like,
Carl's a whole vibe.
What are you doing? You don't do this.
So my daughter was home and I said, help me. I just want to go outside and film this video real quick. And so I'm standing in the front yard and I'm drinking an empty beer bottle, pretending I'm drinking a beer. And that's when I was like, get out of here, Carl. Nobody likes you. And the cat wasn't supposed to be in it. And then, but Iris, who is actually technically Carl, is Iris. Obviously, it's a tortie, so it's a female. So Carl is the alias name. But she zoomed over and took this video of Carl. And so when I was editing later, I was like, oh, it'd be really funny if we just put that in there. And it exploded. Like I can't even post a video now because without a cat, because then everybody's like, where's Carl? Team Carl.
Team Carl.
Well, that would make a nice t-shirt.
Right?
Team Carl.
Team Carl. But it's funny because a lot of people know that torties are 99.9% of the time females. And so a lot of people were like, wait a minute, is that like a rare male tortie? And so then, we joke, but then other people will chime in and ask, and then folks know the story. So they'll answer. They'll be like, no, that's actually Iris. So there's like this whole backstory with Carl. So yeah, it's pretty funny.
Oh, nice.
So we were talking before we hit the record button, and one of my favorite videos involves the Yorkie. Because the Yorkie pees on everything, and it's just, really identify that because like a poor male dog. And at one point, when I had 6 dogs, I had 1 female and 5 males. That female dog would go outside to pee, and there would be a single line behind her. All the male dogs peeing over what she just peed.
Yep.
It was ridiculous.
Well, how about, when you're grooming, like I have this little shop. And so if one dog comes in and pees,
then you're done for the day. Unless you spend like 20 minutes, you're done for the day. Everyone's going to pee in that spot until you can deep clean it that night.
Everybody pooped yesterday. I'm like, why is everybody pooping? So it's just one of those days. I'm like, my God.
I hate those shitty days. That's a really
shitty day.
That's, yeah.
So my husband one time goes out there to pee, and then there's 5 male dogs walking behind him. Oh no, it was like a half hour. Chris, it was ridiculous. It was
Why? Wait. Your husband went outside to what?
to pee in the backyard, and one male dog.
Because no. I understand that the
My
dogs
husband
are
would get along so good with your husband.
What the hell and why?
Because he watched them pee all over Kira's pee, so he's out there just being an idiot.
Okay, that's fair.
So he pees, and then the male dog comes over, he pees on it, and then he pees over it, and then another male dog. It was ridiculous. Chris, it was like a half hour. I sat there, this is like, I am like a kindergarten teacher. Okay? It's like, are you guys done?
Ernesto, shame.
It's so funny. Yeah. Like the one, I think I did the drunk dogs where the Yorkie was like, don't worry, you'll get a present. And I've peed on this tree like 20 times. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Like they don't care. It just, no. I mean, luckily I don't have, so the Shih Tzu is a female, the Husky mix is a male. And then my Golden Retriever is a female. So we're pretty good. But the Husky, when we go for walks, he wants to mark and stuff.
Yeah. You know that kind of bottom drawer in your oven?
Yeah.
That it's like a browning thing? Yeah. Ask me why I'm never using that.
Do you have a cat?
No.
A dog? It wasn't your husband, was it?
No, thank God, no. No, my Alric idiot over here, he lifted his leg on the oven, and when it rolled into the, and I was like, it's a brand new oven. I've never used that. I've never used that feature of the oven, and I never will. I don't care how much I clean it. I never will. I can't.
The broiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't use that either.
It's not happening.
Yeah. Aren't dogs fun?
We love them.
They do make our hearts so happy. I just, right before we logged on, I was outside with Daisy, and it's wet and it's cold, and she's just bougie. And she keeps going out and like sniffing, and then she's like, never mind. And she just runs back to the door. And I'm like, you have to go to the bathroom. Like, we can't just.
I know you have to pee. I know
we
you
can't
do.
Just pretend that this isn't a thing we do. Yeah. So, did you guys see her? I dyed her pink, and did you see her Valentine's Day color?
No. Okay, guys, for those of you listening, this is your sign from God to go over to YouTube. Oh, nice. That's a nice hot pink. What did you use?
Her face is all smushed because she was sleeping. So she, the back is like, you can see it's a little purple there. It was like pink. It's bubblegum pink with shocking pink into Delilah purple.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, we had fun yesterday at the shop.
Yes, that's Opaw's, right?
Yes, I
know
Opaw's.
those names because that Dahlia purple was what I use in my hair. There's still a little bit of it in
their hair.
Yeah, it lasts really well. And what I like about this one is because I have really dark hair too.
Yeah.
So yes, it covered my grays. Most of it. Some of it was a little like, but it covered most of my grays. Like the grays picked it up and it gave a nice sheen. But when it faded to this like reddish color. So now
it looks really good.
I know I have to redo it because you can tell it's grown out a bit. But no, it's really non-paid endorsement. But
it's better for you than probably the box stuff. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's all better ingredients. So yeah, we just did my daughter's hair pink. Is that what you use as Opaw's in your hair?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
What I do is that I do get it professionally done maybe 3 times a year. So they bleach out my hair.
Yeah.
Keep it up in between with the Opaw's color depositing shampoo.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. That looks amazing.
I haven't tried the color depositing shampoo yet. I should.
I don't dye my hair because I'm just too lazy.
Oh, I don't dye my own hair either. So I pay somebody to do that and don't care what she charges for it.
Well, I'm just like, I have a lot of grays. You can't tell here, but when you meet me at some show, you'll go, oh, okay. You're 45. Okay. But I just like don't want to sit at a salon for 3-4 hours get my hair done. So I guess I'd rather spend time tie-dyeing my dog. So
I don't know. Read a book.
So far,
Yeah.
I have only done it at trade shows because I'm like, hotel bathrooms.
Oh yeah, there. Yeah, see, I made my daughter come to my shop, and I just dyed her hair in the dog tub.
That's if I do it at my house again, it'll be at the dog tub. It'll be in the tub. That's a thing. But
Yeah, no,
awesome.
not with all that dye all over your porcelain tub.
So it is about time for me to hit the first button of the day. I just got to find it. Ha ha, there it is. All right. Hold tight for 30 seconds.
Okay, got it.
Hanvey engineering isn't just for mobile groomers. I have loved my Hanvey equipment for years before I even thought of getting a mobile van, and I wouldn't want to groom without my Bathing Beauty and hair vac. With every piece of equipment in their van and outside of it having its own QR code linked to troubleshooting tips and fixes, these low-maintenance workhorses turn potential roadblocks into mere speed bumps. Check them out yourself at hanvey.com.
Damn it, I just had to add something to my to-do list because I'm like, oh, I got to message Ashley and see if they need new commercials because I'm going to see them this weekend. Woo!
All right. So you started off in another industry.
Yes.
All right. So tell us about that.
So I worked in healthcare. I started working at a facility for Alzheimer's patients at 18. Loved that. Wanted to go to school for nursing. And then ended up getting a job at a dentist's office and was like, oh, I think I want to be a dental hygienist. So I had all the prerequisites for nursing already that applied to dental hygiene. So went to school for dental hygiene. I graduated in 2014. And I did that for almost 20 years until I was just bored out of my mind. I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I was just so ready to do something else. I have such a passion and love for animals. And so my mobile groomer, I just would start picking her brain, every time she'd come and groom the dogs. And I was just like, so tell me about this van. Like, how much do you charge? Like, what's your cost, your overhead with the van? So I learned, her name's Harley, and she became like one of my best friends. I just learned so much from her, and she kind of just took me right in, and she told me every product she uses, let me come in her van and groom with her. And I watched a lot of Go Groomer on YouTube and watched just tons of grooming videos, and then had 3 dogs of my own. And then a lot of people let me practice on their animals. And like I said, just worked with my friend Harley, and it just really took off. So, and it's one of those things, like I felt kind of trapped doing hygiene. Like I thought that, you go to college for something and you think you have to do that forever. But I just looked at my husband one day and I was like, I think I want to quit my job and be a dog groomer. And he's just like the best cheerleader ever. He's like, fuck it, do it. Yeah. I was like, oh, really?
Nice.
And so I was like, all right, cool. I'm like, I want to buy a used grooming van that's filled with dirt and smells like absolute dog shit from New Mexico and get it sent here. He's like, okay, great.
So
that was,
he's the inspiration for your golden retriever characters.
Oh, pretty much, yeah. I'd say like I'm a golden retriever. I think if you would ask me like what my spirit animal is all day, I'm clearly like the golden retriever.
Oh, absolutely. Let me tell you something. I didn't comment on it, but I'm like, oh, she's the golden retriever.
100%.
Yeah.
Or the Cavalier. I'm just happy to be here.
I could see that. Cavaliers. My husband briefly worked with me in grooming, and his take on some of the dog breeds, like his apologies to any American or English Cocker Spaniel people out there, because the really nice ones we never saw, but he was always like, why would someone get a Cocker when they could get a Cavalier? Why?
Yeah.
They're just absolute little love sponges and awesome.
I got some really good Cocker Spaniels that I groom, but I have never, I'm trying to think, I don't have one that I'm yet to get one that doesn't have a good temperament. So the ones I have, but I don't groom a ton of them. I mean, I think I have 5 that come regularly, but the ones I have are great. but I've yet to have a single Cavalier that isn't just absolutely lovely. Like just amazing.
I don't think, and I'm sure hopefully we'll get some comments, but I'm sure we'll get a comment going, I used to groom the nastiest Cavalier. And I'm like,
and maybe I'm sure
not
they're
sure
out
I
there,
believe
right?
you.
I just
like, they're just all nice.
And I like the one clip that I did where like the Leon burgers getting in the tub. And it was like, oh, here, let me help you. Like, I'm sure not all Leon burgers are like that, right? They're 150 pounds. The one I have is the most amazing Leon burger in the whole world. It takes me 3 hours to groom her. She's massive. She comes regularly, and she is the most lovely dog I've ever met in my life. So my interpretation of dogs obviously is going to be what I see.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be all of them. But yes, back to, so it just worked out really good. And I realized I was so restless in my career in dentistry that now I'm doing this, and it's just the most amazing thing ever. I love this so much. And I just love the whole industry and all the other parts. And like, I'm just like a dog enthusiast. So like the training, I mean, I'm like really into training. I really like that. So it's just a really cool, it's just way more exciting than dentistry. So
I can see that. I can see that. I don't know. Having my hands in someone's mouth is probably about as appealing to me as anal glands. So I'm like,
oh, it's better. That part's cool. I like gross stuff. So that's what I like. I love all the gross stuff. So the grosser, the better, you know. I mean, I don't want like an anal gland squirt in the face. Nobody wants that, but you know.
That's how you know when you're working at a shop who your friends are. When you can like go up to someone and go, I need to ask you a question. Does my face smell like anal glands?
And if you're asking, like, it does.
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. It doesn't matter how many times you've washed your face. You need to go home and shower and wash your hair.
Yeah, it's icky.
Yeah, it's a joy. It's a joy.
So how long have you been mobile?
So I started out mobile. I bought a mobile grooming van in August of 2022. Yeah. And worked out of that until the end of December, and then opened a shop. I grew super fast. And I looked at my husband, and I was like, okay, like, I really think I could do this. I think I can groom more dogs and do a better job. And I was having some problems with the van, and we were putting a lot of money into it. You know, the vans, it's tough.
Especially if you buy a used van. With any used vehicle, it gets to a certain point and you're like, I could get another 5 years out of it, but it's going to cost me. Yeah.
And that's the thing. I was like, do I sell it? Do I keep putting money into it? Or do I just try to open a really small shop? And so it just got so lucky. Like, it's all worked out. Like, I just met this guy, he owns this business park, and we hit it off right off the bat. He had this old garage space that he's like, you know, I'm thinking about renovating the space and eventually putting my office here. And I was like, well, I only need a space for a few years, because eventually we're going to move when the kids graduate high school and put a shop in the house. So I'm just looking for something temporary, about 3.5 years. Anyway, so it worked out. So that garage space you see me working in my videos, I've been there now 2 years, and it has worked out beautifully. So so I wasn't mobile for a really long time. And it was fun. I mean, so again, leaving a dentist office and just driving around, like listening to tunes. It was just so freeing.
It's really, 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 there's something about mobile and house call too, because you're out and you're driving. And I had a moment once where I was re-listening to the James Herriot books. Mm-hmm. I read them when I was a kid, and I'm driving through Short Hills, which is a really well-off, gorgeous neighborhood in my area. And I'm listening to this vet talk about driving through the Yorkshire Hills and how much he loves it. And I'm driving through Short Hills. I'm like, this is the life.
It is. It's really, I mean, and if my van didn't have problems, I probably wouldn't have thought about needing to open a shop, you know? And I wasn't sure if I wanted to expand, if I wanted to hire people. For a little bit, Harley was coming in working at the shop, and I had hired a helper. And then, and finally I was just like, I think I like, I'm older. I'm no spring chicken. I'm 45. So like standing for 12 hours. Yeah. So my feet really hurt and I come home, my feet were like swollen and I'm like, okay, like what's the point of having your own business if you're just working yourself to death, you know?
I also, because I have a couple years on you, not that many. I'm going to be 50. I'm going to celebrate the first anniversary of my 50th birthday this year.
Yay.
But I started doing some stuff in my home. The commute's the best. I must say, working out of your house.
Yes, I can't wait for that.
It's especially as you get older, it's like, nope, now I am now living all of the dream because I do some of both. So
yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah. So lesson learned, I guess, don't feel tied down in your career. I think I took a big leap, but, and pet grooming is a good career.
It really, really is.
Make great money. It is, and it's funny and great personalities, but it is a good profession and there is a lot of professionalism. And I felt like I had that to offer, that I had a lot of life experience. I had a medical background. So even though I was new and maybe my skill level wasn't that good because I was just starting off, hopefully I had other things to offer that would make people want to bring their pets to me. And it did, And so I think being professional, and that made a huge difference. And I love seeing kind of that shift in the industry as well too. So
that was Mary oh so subtly signaling that it's time for me to hit another button. I was watching. But we'll hold on for another 30 seconds.
Perfect. I got to plug my phone charger in.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So by now, hi, are you tired of buying cheap shears? Do you want to buy quality shears that are custom fit to your hand, but you're really a little afraid of paying an arm and a leg? Evolution Shears have you covered. No arms or legs required. Come on down, we will custom fit you. We are not the cheapest shears out there, and that is a good thing. Right, Mindy?
Can I have my leg back now?
Maybe. Now I'm like, where did I miss vacuuming? Because my poodle is covered in random hair.
You know what? You make a good point about to offer. And, you don't have like 1,000 years of experience to be this really great groomer.
Yeah.
I have had owners, I'm quoting, I've had better grooms, Mary. However, I can't imagine taking my dog anyplace else but to you.
Aww.
And that's a direct quote, okay?
I feel that, but I also am kind of glad no one has said that to me, because I'm the kind of personality that would be like, oh, that's awesome. And I go home, I suck.
Yeah, Chris, this was a Shih Tzu and a 10 shave. I pugged her Shih Tzu. Okay? I'm not sure what I could have done to that groom to get, it was really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you also were like, thank you.
I told her, I says, Barb, I know somewhere in there is a compliment. Let me think about it a little bit. I'll get back to you.
So when I first started out, one of the things I would always say is when they would pick up their dog, I would tell them about that. And I always would be like, everything looks really good. Their ears look really good. Nail trim went great. Like I would give them like a rundown of the whole room, how everything went. And then when we were finishing up, I'd say, if there's anything different that you want me to do next time, please tell me. And I'd be more than happy to take notes or do something different next time. And that would give them the opportunity to say, maybe a little tighter on the ears, or yeah, we'll go a little bit longer next time. This is a little bit shorter than we usually do. And just saying that at the end made such a huge difference. And it made people, open communication between them and that I can take the criticism if you're not loving this, or don't go home and hate it. and then
Right.
dread your groom 6 weeks from now because you think I'm going to screw it up again. Just tell me, you know?
And also you're making it really clear. We will change this next
Time. Yes.
Well,
No.
next time.
And
Yeah.
I'm with the beauty of house calls. If they're in the next room anyway, I'll do a lot of how's the face? Do you want me to go any shorter? Or I'll take like 2 swipes with the clipper and I'm like, hey, because they're right over there. Like, is this a good length? Because
That's
I can
convenient,
always,
yeah.
I'll tell them, look, I start long because I can always take more off, but it looks stupid when I try to glue it back on. It looks real dumb.
That's funny. I like that.
So they're like, no, that's good, or a little bit off, or I can adjust it right there. But no,
Yeah.
it's some good stuff. And I have noticed a lot of groomers, this is our second career because it's a job you have to have a passion for, and it's very fulfilling.
Yeah.
So I feel like you pick up really good skills in your first job where you pick up your customer service skills, your people skills, even though you don't want to deal with people, you pick those up in your first job and then apply all of that to grooming.
I've had so many people reach out to me I've had people online that were dental hygienists before, that were nurses that have changed over to dog grooming, or they'll say, I'm a teacher, but I really want to do this. Like, you've inspired me to do this. So that's really cool. Like, I love getting those messages, and, you know, I always want to respond. It's hard. You know, you start getting to that point where you're getting so many messages and so many comments, but I read every one I want to. And if I feel bad if I don't, you know, because people are saying such nice things. But you know, you're seeing that. I think you're seeing that this is just such a cool, I mean, and it has its moments, right? We know we have tough days too, but for the most part, if you really do have a passion for dogs, or I mean, cats, I don't groom cats. I'm not messing around with them. Yeah. I love cats, and I'll pet them and pretend to be them, but I don't want to groom them.
I feel like I betrayed my cat the other day. Because I have 3, 2 of them are Norwegian forest cats, and you think you know cat hair. You think you know cat hair. I've had short hair domestic all my life, and I'm like, I'm used to cat hair. It's different when it's this long.
Yeah.
It's different. I feel like I betrayed him because he's been a little squirrely for me trying to brush him out. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to clip his claws before I bathe him. He didn't do a thing. He didn't try to swat at me. Yeah, he tried to get out of the tub a couple times, and he bitched the entire time. But he didn't.
But he was a good boy.
He's such a good boy. He and his sister are so good. Like, I really don't have to trim their nails before giving them a bath. And I know like 5 people just fainted hearing that.
Yeah,
But
you did.
No, I don't have to. Like, the worst she'll do, and she's a dark tortie Norwegian forest cat. I even put, the first time I groomed her, I put the happy hoodie on her, and she just looked at me like offended. Offended. She's just like,
how funny. Cats are I mean, I love cats. I've always liked, I always say I'm 49% cat, 51% dogs.
yeah.
You know, I like dogs just a little bit more, but I really, really do love cats.
I don't know.
All right. So what made you decide to do videos?
So that just happened. I have no idea. I started an Instagram to just market my business. And I mean, I had like 300 followers, and I would take pictures of my grooms and post them. And which I just talked about this on my subscriber page. I think that it is such a great thing for new groomers to do, and even groomers that have been doing it for a while, taking photos, because you will see things in your photos that you do not see just looking at the dog.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even today, I took a dog off a table and looked at the picture, and I was like, what? Like, your face is totally uneven. Put it back up. I mean, so I just started taking pictures to be a better groomer and to post on my Instagram. That's all I was going to do. I didn't have a Facebook, but my mom was like, I'm old. I don't do Instagram. You need to get a Facebook. I was like, fine. And then my kids were like, everybody's on TikTok. If you don't do TikTok, you're a nobody. Fine. And then I just started doing silly videos, and it started to take off a little bit. And then really Marcia, like her and I started doing videos together, and she really encouraged me. I told her, I was like, I have these like funny dog imitating video ideas that I really want to do with dogs in the shop. And she's like, do it. It'll be so funny, so that she kind of encouraged me. It's hard when you're building that up to get comfortable. You're really putting yourself out there. And then what if what I think is funny is not what other people think is funny,
I do actually, because I don't do a lot of silly videos, but I have two where I may have stole people's body parts. I borrowed some body parts.
It's not weird at all.
It's not weird at all. And here's how you have found your tribe when it comes to like the dog grooming community. Like, groomers are awesome. We have the wildest sense of humor, because that's when you can walk up to somebody with an artificial limb and go, so, and they go, you want to borrow my arm? And you're like, yes, please.
I like the weirder the better. Like, I want to like just so like, I love like The Office, like that weird like SNL comedy. So, and I like to like shock. Like the one video where I was wearing like that lion head and it was all cut up, and then you zoomed at the dog and I was like, my tongue hanging out of my mouth, and I had like candy stuck in the fur. So like I made that video and I was giggling the whole time. And then my husband, I sent it to him. I was like, all right, I watched this video, and I just like love seeing my family's response when I send it to them. And he was like crying, and I was like, okay, cool. So, but sometimes I'll be like, is it too much? When I talk about the Shih Tzu sneezing in my mouth, like, is that too much? And so he'll be the one that'll be like, well, maybe that's too much. And I'm like, I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, eyeball directly in the eyeball.
Not at all. That's just perfect.
No.
Yeah. So it was just, I don't know. It just kind of happened. I never, like years ago, my kids would be like, I'm going to grow up and be an influencer. And I'd be like, that's not a thing, So I am having a lot of fun. I'm sure it's going to go nowhere, right? But whatever. I'm just being silly and having a great time. I'm meeting so many neat people, and I get so much good feedback that once in a while I get, like someone the other day was like, you suck. I was like, okay, thanks. But
there are responses to that.
I said, you seem nice.
Well,
not everybody's going to like you. That's okay.
That's when you go, oh, honey, I'm married. That's for birthdays and Christmas.
That's right. And Fridays and Sundays and Wednesdays. Come on now. No. My husband's not watching this. He's going to be like, lies.
Oh, okay. Wait, I gotta hit it right. Oh, my husband stopped listening because he does not. Nobody knows what's going to fly out of my mouth at any given moment. But I'm going to hit a button first. We'll be right back.
Okay.
I love being a house call groomer, but I hate doing laundry or worrying about asking my clients for fresh towels. Raypet has solved those problems for me with the Wet Pet disposable towel. Taking up much less space than traditional cotton towels and easy to wring out and reuse, these super soft, comfy, absorbent towels eliminate any cross-contamination concerns between pets. And now their new smaller washcloth size can even help those sensitive eye areas. Great for cleaning out wrinkles gently and thoroughly. Need to keep water bowls for your clients on hand that are easy to disinfect, but hate all the room traditional clanky metal bowls take up? Or just have a very active pet? Their collapsible silicone bowl comes with an aluminum D-ring hook that can be attached to your pet's leash or anywhere else in your van for easy storage. You can get one by itself or in their handy travel kit, along with a set of 3 tick removers and 1 small wet pet towel. So stop by their website to check it out, raypet.net, and tell them the Traveling Groomers sent you.
When I was first learning to groom back at Petco had its academy, and I was in the second class of Petco's academy. And the instructor was Terry Tomlinson, who is a very, very proper Boston lady.
Okay.
A very proper. And we're sitting down to lunch, and we all had like chili from Wendy's or something like that. And she just looks up at us, just says, "Don't worry about it. We just blame the dogs."
Okay.
Like if you have gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, because we're looking at all this chili. I mean, it was like a lot of chili.
Oh.
Oh, I love that. So she had a good sense of humor.
Yeah, and not something that you expected from her, because she was so soft-spoken.
Aww.
Yeah.
Teachers are so inspiring. Isn't it funny?
Right?
Like, you remember, but like, there's always something special about that one teacher, you know, that you remember that you're talking about years later, you know? I mean,
I also learned the importance of what scissors and shears, the difference between scissors and shears, because she asked me to cut a piece of ribbon, and I went to grab her shears, and I was quickly corrected on the difference between a pair of scissors and a set of shears.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Really, she literally had a heart attack. And that proper, soft-spoken woman, Chris, she dropped the F-bomb.
That's funny.
Okay, Mary, I told you the story about that one time when I really blamed something horrible on a dog. Okay, Michelle,
You didn't feel good?
Oh, okay. So the joys of doing house call.
Yeah. Okay, this is pretty funny.
So a couple years ago, after I had my gallbladder out, they found out I had like a little infection and I was on medication. So things were occurring in
that's no joke.
Things were occurring in my GI tract, and the clients weren't home, and I finished the dog, and I thought I would have more time. Like, I thought they weren't going to be home for a little bit, and I really had to use their restroom. And the way their house was set up, it was like if you walk in the front door straight into the kitchen where I usually groom the dog, but before you hit the kitchen, you went like down 4 stairs and around a corner, and there was the downstairs bathroom.
Like close to the door?
No, it wasn't even that close to the door.
Oh, okay.
Like, you had to pass the stairs. Like, it wasn't right up by the door, but you had to like go down 4 stairs and like 3-4 steps down a tiny hallway. So it wasn't like right up against the front door. They came home sooner than I expected, and I had just committed a war crime in their bathroom. I'm positive I violated the Geneva Convention, because, wow.
It happens.
It was
Everybody poops.
It was, and the reason I have to describe that the bathroom is not right there, it's literally down 4 stairs and around a corner, is because I'm trying to wheel my stuff out, because I can sense it followed me up the stairs, and it just creeped. So she stops right at the top of the stairs and goes, "Do I smell shit?"
So you blamed it on the dog?
Did Boomer, does he have to go to the bathroom? I'm like, he was passing some gas. Yeah, and I'm booking out of that house so fast. 100% blamed the dog.
I would have done the exact same thing.
She's like, I could see it like hit her as she just stopped. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here.
Freaking Boomer and his gas.
God damn it, Boomer. Oh, it was.
Oh, hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. It's all perfect.
This is why I carry a little teeny bit of poopery, that they have travel size poopery when you're mobile and house call, because
you never know.
You never know.
You never know. I peed in my sink in my van more times than I care to admit. So
that's what the big 7-Eleven Slurpee cup is for.
Yeah, I would just drop it on the thing. Like, what are you gonna do? Right there in someone's driveway for 4 hours grooming their 3 Bichons. Like, you know what I mean?
And if you can hold it until you need to exchange a dog, that's fine. But sometimes, okay,
Not exchange dog. All dogs come to the van in what? Yeah, because otherwise, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
That's what I would do. I would take them all at once. Yeah. And then we get our baths over with, and then we'd have blow dry everybody. And so I would just I guess in my brain, I just felt like it was more productive. That I don't know.
What makes it more productive is not going back and forth and then having another conversation with the owner.
Yeah.
See, and I need that break. I would be tripping over them.
No, trust me. You get used to it really fast.
As long as you don't pee on them, it's fine. Just prop up in the sink and you're okay. So.
Or just use the cup, put it on the counter, but just remember to ditch it before you drive off.
Hey, we all got our tricks. None of us are above this when you're mobile grooming, right? You just have to. We used to camp all the time though, so I'm not opposed to peeing in some grass or whatever. So
the funny thing is, when I worked at a shop, one of the shops I worked at, there was a groomer, and it was a corporate shop. She had backup. She had people, and she was proud of the fact that she didn't have to leave the grooming salon, that she peed in a bucket. And I'm like, but you had options. You had options. So I always had that in the back of my, so it took me a very long time, because I was briefly mobile, and I still am occasionally borrow my friends' mobile vans and first of all, it's not my van. So I can't pee in someone else's grooming van.
Yeah.
I can't pee in their sink. I can't do it. Kim, I've never peed in your sink, in your tub. I swear, if you ever hear this one.
She might poop in your bathroom, but she didn't pee in your sink, right?
I've pooped in her bathroom, but I will not pee in your tub. It's
we draw the line
standards, because I'm a goddamn professional and a fucking lady.
Right.
Thank you very much. Oh my God, where are we? What time is it? Is it time? It's time to hit a button commercial, because the hour is absolutely flying by. I just gotta find it. Here we go.
Here we go.
And speaking of continuing education, because we either were or will be, join the Andis World Class Education Team each month for live interactive virtual classes. You'll learn new and trending styles, as well as tips and tricks from some of the best groomers in the industry. Whether you're looking for basic skills, trending styles, advanced techniques, or even just ways to spark your creativity, the new Andis Grooming Education site is your source for finding what you need to create your way for success. Try new techniques, learn from the pros, and grow your confidence today at andis.com/groomer education. Traveling Groomer Podcast listeners, hey, that's you, can get 25% off your first course today with the code VEGROOMING at checkout on andis.com/groomer education.
Okay, so your videos. I really like your videos.
Thank you.
So I think the ones, I love your husky, because I've had a husky. My husky was blind, mind you.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
The spirit was,
and he would still wander off.
Like, where are they going?
Where are you going?
Like, they're so ridiculous. Where do you got to go that bad? Oh, I love that.
So, so your huskies, I think, are just like totally on point.
Thank you.
Goldens are on point. And I love your Jack Russells. Oh my God. The last one that you did where he's calling
the
called
cops.
the fire department.
I think it was those Dobermans down the street.
Those freaking Dobermans.
Oh, it was that.
Yeah, that one came out good. So I just finally started. Marcia told me like forever ago that she uses CapCut. And I'm like, whatever, I just edit on Instagram. And I just am such a creature of habit. So I would do all my editing on Instagram. And then I actually started having a problem with when I would like download it off Instagram, it would change the like the coloring of the video. I don't know. I was doing something weird. And finally I was like, just start using the CapCut. And of course that's amazing. I can make way better videos and then put in the sirens. And then I put in like the opera music. So that video is one of my favorites so far. That one came out really good. So,
You know what? And I love in our industry that even though people are doing the thing you're doing, they still will help you.
oh yeah.
I love Marcia, by the way.
Oh, she is.
I love
awesome.
her. And Lauren, I mean, just those ladies. And I've done a lot of collabs with Brittany Mack and I mean, a lot of people like, I mean, he took me like right off the bat. I met him we were talking a lot about coloring dogs. And then I saw him at Intergroom and it was like, we had known each other for years, like just such a kind soul he is. And I just met so many amazing people. I could go on and on. But right off the bat, I didn't have a lot of followers and stuff. And I didn't even know she was on TikTok. And I didn't realize that she had like 350,000 followers on TikTok at all. So
yeah, she still gets to use TikTok. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And so when hopefully that won't change. We'll see. Fingers crossed, right? But when we posted our first video, I was like, and I went over to TikTok. I'm like, let me follow you on TikTok. And I'm like, you have freaking like a bazillion followers. Oh my gosh, So, but I think she's so funny. So I really, really like doing videos with her because I think we like our personality. Like she's always like the dry one and I'm always like the bubbly golden retriever. And so I love making videos with her. So she's just, she's kind and I don't know, everybody, when I was new and learning to have people just reach out and answer questions. There were so many people I would ask questions about equipment and dog dyes and shears and just everything. I mean, I just have had wonderful experiences with everybody. I don't have a negative thing to say about anyone that I've encountered yet or that I've had conversations with. Everybody's just been amazing.
It's a beautiful industry. It's a beautiful industry to be in. And we were talking about like the opals and the hair dye and then this, and my mother is still of the generation where she's like, that police officer is covered in tattoos, and I don't, I guess you can get a job now and have tattoos and colored hair.
My mom.
And I go to conventions and we've joked with Mary. She's like, yeah, look for the person with purple hair. That's 127 people at any given trade show. You're fine. You're fine.
One of my friends in another industry, she goes, boy, you must be so easy to find at a trade show.
Yes. I love that your hair is purple because I looked at your face sitting on my ottoman when you were on the cover of Groomer to Groomer magazine, right? Was it the Groomer or was it the Pet Edge?
Pet Edge.
Okay. You were on the cover of the Pet Edge magazine that came to my house. And it just sat there for like 6 months. So when I saw you on Facebook, I was like, I know her. We're totally friends. Like we've hung out so many times.
The only time I'm noticeable, Chris gave me a tiara that's made with amethyst. So they stick up. Then I might be noticeable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're not all wandering through grooming conventions wearing tiaras. Maybe we should. Well, I think we need to make that a thing.
I think that's a new thing to do, Chris.
You said tattoo, so I just got this new tattoo on my arm and it's something I just been wanting forever. And I finally found this artist that I love and I've gotten nothing but like great feedback. Like I have people stopping me in the grocery store because it's all color. And I think maybe just a lot of people don't do that, whatever. My mom is the only person that completely disapproves. So when I was getting it done and I was sending her pictures and she's like, oh, all right, I guess if that's what you like. And then she was like, when it was all done and I sent it to her, she's like, oh, well, it's not going to match a lot of your outfits now. But I'll tell you what, every time I'm in my freaking closet and I go to grab something and it won't match my tattoo, I'm like, this bitch, Mom, like my Christmas shirt doesn't match my flower tattoo. So anyways, but yes, it's definitely a generational thing.
Yeah. So I'm older than you two. I recently celebrated the 33rd anniversary of my 30th birthday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I got one tattoo and it's Tinkerbell on my ankle. And we did a mother-daughter day at the tattoo parlor. So
Aww.
another one, and that's my one. And so again, generational thing. My husband's like, "You getting a tattoo?" I'll go, "Yeah." And I could see him starting to say, "No, you're not," but it caught himself. And instead, every day on my office, there was an article about the dangers of tattooing.
Oh, Jesus. See, my husband's covered. And so we went and did a mother-daughter tattoo for my middle one's 18th birthday. She wanted us to go get tattoos together. So we went and got tattoos together. And that's where I met this. And so I was like, let's really look for somebody good. It's your first tattoo. You're going to have it forever. So we found this guy in Houston. And then when I was there getting this one, he did a great job. And I was like, listen, I saw that you do these all color flowers. I've been really wanting to do this. I have this design that I want to do to symbolize like my family. And that's just kind of how all that started. So when I went home and I was like, I think I'm going to go ahead and do this floral thing that I've been wanting to do forever. And my husband's like, oh yeah. Like, I mean, he's just, again, any idea I have, he thinks he's just such like unless I want farm animals or something, he's usually like, I don't think that's a good idea.
What, he's no to the baby goats? No fainting goats?
Yeah, right?
No goats?
So maybe like our next house, like we live in a cul-de-sac right now. So once in a while I asked for something like atrocious just so he can say no, so I can make him feel like he has like a say.
Well, the problem is the last time I did that, fully expecting him to say no, because my exact words were, you're the primary pet caregiver. So this is on you to say yes or no to. I wound up with 2 doodles.
So you spend a lot of time grooming them.
No, they get short haircuts and mohawks.
Aww.
They're mini doodles. They are double merle, so they're mostly blind and deaf. And they look albino, so their names are Johnny and Edgar. Which
those
is
are great names.
Yeah. So we didn't even change the name. I'm like, really? And he's like, well, we got the fenced yard now and they really need homes. And I'm like, oh,
I know. So you did a nice thing. I gave a mohawk to a mini schnauzer today. It came out fabulous. It's my most favorite mohawk I've ever done.
I'm trying, you know what? Schnauzers can have that nice brushy hair. I can picture them looking like a little pony. Oh, next time you should talk them into like bell bottoms. So make them look like a pony.
That would be really cute.
Do the pony cut like all the way down. I'm trying to convince other groomers, because by the way, this is what I've done on my mini doodles is like a 5 on the body, something big on the paws, and like a long mohawk that goes halfway down their back with any length on it. And I'm trying to like make that's an actual doodle cut. Like that's a thing. That's a doodle cut.
You can make it. Just keep posting it. Yeah.
See, this is a doodle cut.
Don't you love when people let you do weird things to their animals?
Oh, it's the best.
I had a poodle. She was a hairdresser and she didn't care. And I've always said it because this was like when the hell did I get my van? Oh, shoot. Yes, when did I get my van? 2002.
Like, I'm going to remember.
Oh, no. Oh, Chris, give me a break. So I had a client and I was doing Asian fusion on this dog in 2002, got no credit for it, but the nice flared legs, and she literally spiked collar on her dog. So the hair was, it was, you know what, and cell phones in those days, it wasn't a thing. I don't have no pictures of this. I have no proof. Okay, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Proof. But yes, I put a spiked collar, flared legs, and we just did a little black show. She did the black dye on the collar around the neck. It's pretty cool.
That's hysterical. Yeah, I love like the Asian fusion look. So that's kind of what Daisy rocks. And yeah, so as I progress as a groomer, I find that I turn a lot of my grooms more into that style.
Yeah.
and you kind of find your own style. And that's certainly, I love the longer legs on the doodle and, the fuller legs with the tighter body,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like that. I like that a lot on doodles.
I like a
Yeah.
real tight ear on a doodle. So I don't have any doodles that have long ears, but that's just my style. It doesn't, a lot of people do that, but you won't see that in my shop unless somebody specifically asked me for it. But I love a real tight, like teddy bear ear.
And it's easier to maintain, but all of my customers love the big floopy, and I'm like, oh. The last time I tried to sneak Asian fusion in somewhere was this little old Shih Tzu of a little old lady. She was like in her 80s, and I'm like, she likes straight, thick legs. Let me just try to ease in a little Asian fusion, make them a little bell-bottomy.
Yeah.
I came back the next time. What do you think this octogenarian said to me?
You left her legs too long.
I don't know what you did to her legs last time, Chris, but it was the worst haircut you ever gave her.
See, but that's the thing. At least they know you well enough and feel comfortable with you. You want your customers to be.
Oh no, she just had zero fucks.
Yeah, well,
she just had. I mean, sure. I mean, yeah, that's it. It was my personality.
So it was kind of like a mean.
I made her.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but she just talks. She does. I don't think she means it that way. I think she just ran out of fucks.
Yeah, she's just 80 and she's doing what she wants.
She was like 85. She's just doing whatever she feels like at this point in her life, which is brilliant.
I'm sitting in the dealership, my car fixed, and there's this old lady, and I'm watching her do this. She's got a cane. And as people walking by, she's sticking out her cane, people would trip over it, and then they would turn to apologize to her.
What?
Seriously. She wouldn't do it for the people who worked there because they're the mechanics working on her car. And I'm just sitting here watching her. And she finally notices me that I'm looking at her, right? And she starts to laugh. And I just tell her, you're the old lady I want to be.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Mary, have I told you my old lady plan for when? Oh, this is okay. I'll warn you guys now, this is mean. And you have to look almost decrepit to pull this off. And this is also, since it's mean, you got to save it for those assholes who really, really deserve it. Like, have you ever seen somebody be short-tempered with a senior citizen at the checkout or something? Usually not that often, but
yeah, I was gonna say it's not too common.
It's not too, but for those rare times when you're like 80 something, you're on a cane or a walker and someone's just nasty or short with you, you just look at him and go, Mommy, why are you angry at me? I love you. I'm sorry. I don't know why you're angry at me. And like, the fucked up thing about that is there's like dementia in my family, on my mom's side of the family. So that I might just wind up doing that.
So you might do it anyway.
I might do it anyway, unironically, not trying to be mean. It might just happen.
You might actually think it's your mom. I don't know where we come up with some of these things sometimes. Yeah. But
I'm like, that's not what I would say though.
When I worked in the Alzheimer's, I told you guys that I did that back in the day. It's funny because the families would come in and they would say, my dad hated everybody. He was just grumpy and miserable. And I'm like, he is walking around here the happiest man. Like, they're like, he's been so lovely since he got dementia because he doesn't remember that he was grumpy. And then the other way around, we're like, the sweetest people ever would be the ones wandering around trying to, stab you with a fork.
I meant
they gotta get out of here.
Bring that up before. That's you know what? Hang on. Hold that thought. We'll get our last commercial in and we'll end on a dark, funny note, I guess, because there's things I wanted to say about that because it can be rough, but be right back. Are you feeling stuck in your mobile grooming business? Unsure about investing in a grooming vehicle or struggling to make your business thrive? Whether you're just starting out or looking to expand, the Mobile Groomers Bible is your ultimate guide to success in the mobile grooming industry. With decades of experience, Mary and Beth, leaders in the field,
cover everything from starting a mobile grooming business to planning for the future. Let them help you take your business to the next level. Get your copy at positiveed.com/books.
So that's that's got to be an interesting field to be in. And I feel like there's a high burnout rate, but I also wonder if it's easier when it's not your people. You know what I mean? When it's not your family, because one of the other things that can happen is can just intensify your personality sometimes. So if you've always been a little bit rough around the edges, it's sometimes harder to tell.
Yeah.
Like when my mother-in-law was having issues, and she was just in the beginning, she was just more of herself. It did get to the point where it's like, oh wow, this is not mom. But
Yeah.
one of the favorite stories of her from her youth is when she and my father-in-law first started talking. And this was back in Guyana, and you had to take a train to see people because they were spread out. And he was on his way to visit her. He did not have permission to call on her, but he was on his way to see her. And he's on the train and he's flirting with a woman or two on his way there, because why not? He's there. He didn't have permission to call on this chick anyway. She finds out that he's coming to see her and that he had the balls to flirt with someone else while he was on his way to see her. And she's boiling milk on the stove to make hot chocolate and sees him coming and throws the scalding milk out the window at him. Missed him.
Wow.
But like, this is her in her prime. So yeah, it took us a while to notice.
Yeah.
She was getting extra.
Wow.
But
yeah. No, I'm such a sucker for senior citizens. I'm a sucker for senior dogs too. Like,
oh yeah,
just in life in general. I mean, we're all going to be that way if we're lucky enough to age beautifully and get to be that way someday. You know, it's a privilege. And so I guess I've just always been, that was an amazing thing for me to do when I was younger, because I learned a lot of people skills and all that. But yeah, I mean, the burnout rate is seriously high. Most people don't do that forever. It's tough.
It's rough. But I feel like as a first career, groomers are more likely to burn out than as a second career.
Then they go back to school. So a lot of people that I've talked to, they're like, I've been grooming, but I think I want to go back to school. You know, I get a lot of people that message me, you know, just asking like, what made you do this? And how did you start a business? And, you know, I think that's one. So I'm always happy to chit chat.
Have you had any groomers go, how is being a dental hygienist? Because I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I've had people tell me that they're in hygiene school. Hygiene is a lovely career.
Yeah.
For me, being really, I think I just felt like so restless because I'm obviously creative. I'm more creative than I realized, and innovative, and like, I want to start a business. So even today, my husband came in, I was like, all right, I have a whole pitch for like a new business. He's like, all right, let's go. Like, so I'm just very much, I have to be moving, and hygiene's very like sedative. Like, it's just the same thing every day. So you get to know people and that's nice, but you're just, okay, it's very repetition every day. And so for me, it was a lovely career. And it's good job security. I worked in an amazing office with amazing people. I still talk to all of them. I still go get my teeth cleaned there. They see the whole family still. Like, I love those people. But for me to just keep doing that, and I've been doing this now for almost 3 years, and I'm not sick of it at all. Like, not even, I'm so grateful to go to work on Tuesday. I go to work on Tuesdays because I take off Mondays. And so Tuesday rolls around and I'm ready to go. I'm happy. I don't always feel that way. Like, I'm not a mental person, but sometimes by Wednesday, I'm like, I got to work tomorrow. My feet hurt and I'm tired.
You still, we still have days where it's like, oh God, don't wanna,
but I mean, I'll do this as long as I can. I really like it. So it's fun. And it's, and this whole like industry, like, I didn't even know any of this existed too when I first got into it. So like the trade shows and like grooming competition, all that stuff, like, I was like,
yeah.
so I went, like, the Houston Dog Show is like my most favorite thing ever. I'll definitely be there this summer. I went last summer on Friday and ended up going all 3 days, all day long. Like, it was just the funnest. So I just love dogs so much. So just like watching them do all the different things, that just really cool. So
Yeah, I'm really lucky to have Westminster like right across the river.
see, I got to do that. Yeah.
That's a thing.
February? Did they move it back to February?
They moved it back to February and they moved it back to the garden.
Okay.
So it's at the Javits Center during the day. And I actually like the day. I never buy tickets for the evening event because I could watch that on TV. I like the bench portion of the show where you can see the groups and you can see all of the breeds and you can wander through and talk to the handlers and pet the dog. And if you're in the right place at the right time, you get to help brush out an old English sheepdog because you see a handler looking panicked.
Aw, that's cool.
So fun things happen.
The bench show is really great. This is my issue. I would like to go back to the Westminster Dog Show. However, it is in February in New York City.
And have you gotten a week, Mary? Have you gotten a week?
I've gotten very weak. Okay. But I want to be that person who you don't want on the road if it's snowing. Okay?
I live in Texas now. I've been here 10 years. I can't drive in snow anymore.
Okay, I don't want to. I'm done. I've done all my driving in snow. I was a mobile groomer in the Northeast. I've done the snow. I still believe
So
I have
first of all, why are you driving in the city?
No, I'm not. But you got to walk in that slush. Now, here's the thing. It's 12 feet of snow on the outside of New York City, and it's going to be slush in New York City because of the heat from all the buildings and all the cars. So you got to walk through like a foot and a half of slush when you're walking in New York City.
So you make it an event and you get a hotel nearby and you walk a block.
Okay, let's go to another thing. The hotels around Madison Square Garden are glorified closets.
Yeah. A little crammed over there.
A little cramped. How many people can we fit in this in 100 square foot space? That's at least 2 rooms.
In a 100-year-old building. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some nice
they're fun.
ones.
I was going to go to the Pasadena one, and then there's been all this. Huh?
We're going to be in Pasadena, both of us.
I was going to go,
Maybe.
and then, see, darn it. Yeah. And then we ended up having to change the plan, so I'm not going to do that one.
Well, at the time of this recording and when this airs, the Pasadena show is still on. So as soon as it is still on, I will be there if it's on, because I'm there with Evolution Shears. So, but we also don't know if it's going to be on. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's really unfortunate what's going on over there. So scary. But yeah, I definitely think I'm going to go to Hershey this year, and then I'll be at the Houston Dog Show.
Oh, Hershey is the show to be at, and it's so busy and it's so awesome. And this is what will happen about 50 times. You'll be talking to somebody and you'll go, "Oh, I'm going to be at Hershey. We'll totally get drinks." Yeah. You're going to say that 57 times. You'll have drinks with maybe 2 of the people you planned to have drinks with.
Oh yeah.
And it's just no.
It's nuts. Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, I ended up getting sick last year. I was supposed to go.
Oh no.
And then I got sick, and so I was like, which I'm so glad I didn't go, because it got progressively worse. I'm pretty sure I had COVID. So I was like, okay, I would have felt awful being there, but yeah, it's just one of those things. But I had a great time at Intergroom. Lauren was there, and so her and I, made reels together and stuff, and I just adore her too. So it was great to see her. And
any show you make it at, there's a 98% chance I will be there.
Oh, good.
Because I go to a lot of shows.
It's okay, because they're so fun.
They are.
That's like the Houston one. I thought I was just going to go for a day, and I literally just kept coming home, showering and sleeping, and then getting up and going back. I had Daisy there. I brought my son's dog, Mango, because I dyed her like a cheetah. And so we brought her. And so, of course, and there wasn't a lot of diet dogs there because there was the creative groom dogs, but
Right.
that's it. So all the people on the floor that brought their dogs, none of them were dyed. And so
Wow.
everybody was going, I wasn't expecting Daisy and
To be a star.
Mango to be such a hit. But it was funny too, because people come up to me that recognize Daisy from my videos, that they recognize Daisy before they recognize me. So that was kind of funny. Like that made me laugh, so.
You see, you got to put your hair in pigtails. Then they would recognize you and go like this. And then they're like, oh, hey.
I'm like, I know her.
Oh.
All right. Have you been to Super Zoo yet?
No. That's in Georgia or Florida?
Vegas, baby.
Oh, not even close. What's the one so the one in Atlanta that's coming soon?
That's groomed.
Okay. So no, I haven't been to the one in Vegas. I know I need to do more of these.
The one in Vegas is not just grooming, it's a pet industry trade show. So last year was the first year that I went and I got to actually really, really walk the trade show and walk around and see everything.
Okay.
Because they have small animals, cat, dog, food, like anything you could possibly imagine. And most of it is geared towards retail.
Okay.
So you go there to get, like, if you wanted to carry some stuff in your shop, you go there, you get all the brochures, but there's some people selling stuff. So I got these giant buffalo horns for so cheap. I felt like running away cackling, like, hi, I thought I was getting away with something. So it's fun. All
right. I'll have to check out that one. And I love that when it's like all different things.
Yeah.
And that's why I love like the dog shows, because they're doing the agility stuff. They were outside, the dogs were jumping in the water. I mean, so it was just all kinds of like really cool stuff going on. So yeah, I love all that. Again, like I said, I'm like a dog enthusiast. Like I just love all. So I mean, I love the grooming portion of course, but I follow a lot of trainers too, and I love watching training videos. I'm really into that, and dog behavior. Just things you didn't know that you've learned along the way. I had one today that I could see he was being good, but I went to go do his nails and I could just see his tongue. He was licking his lips. And I was like, no, sir. But you don't realize that that's
anxiety, and that's like a warning. Yeah.
Yeah, they're letting you know that they're very uncomfortable. They don't like that. And but you don't know dogs. You're like, are they thirsty? Like maybe, does me touching your feet make you thirsty? I guess. I don't know. So it's just cool stuff.
Okay, Michelle, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here. We appreciate it.
This was so much fun.
I can't believe
it. Just for a quick stuff, what's the next video you're planning on doing?
Oh, I don't even know. I have a lot of scripts in my phone. So, okay, yes, I do have. I will tell you, I have Mardi Gras coming, and I have a really, really funny Mardi Gras video coming up of the dogs getting arrested. So that's going to be really funny. So my dad and my stepmom are huge New Orleans. Like we all have been, I've been to New Orleans like 6 times. Like we've all I used to grow up going there all the time and stuff. So we're really into New Orleans and everything. And so we have they just gave me all their stuff because they moved. So I have this giant bag with just beads. Like it's going to be so ridiculous.
Nice.
Okay. So, my min pin, my crew before, Marcus is my min pin. Okay. Yeah. We used to call him Ricky's lawyer. Ricky was my golden retriever.
Yeah. I love that.
So anytime Ricky, because he was the youngest one, anytime Ricky did something wrong and I was yelling at him, Marcus would come running up and I would have to explain to Marcus why I was yelling at Ricky. And then if he thought that was okay, he would just turn around and go. If he thought I was being unfair to Ricky, he would argue it with me.
I love that. His lawyer. That's really funny. That's cute. So yes, I got that coming up, and then I'm doing more dogs calling their owners. I'm going to do all the breeds until I get tired of it. So there's a lot more of those coming up.
Yeah, I like to see the husky calling the owner.
Yeah, I don't think the husky's going to care. I think it's just going to be a video of the husky running out of the house. I got some funny ideas for the husky too, so it'll be interesting.
Okay, so
Nice.
again, thank you so much.
Yeah, this was so much fun. It was great
Yeah.
chatting with you girls.
And you must be good luck because Alric actually mostly behaved today. I
Good.
didn't
Yeah,
have to
Daisy
like,
passed out.
yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't have to stop and like ask him what he was eating, yell at him to stop eating the floor.
It's perfect. Yep.
So
No, all
good.
the animals were lovely this evening.
Yay! Yay! Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. So hang out a little bit for a
Okay.
second. I'm going to hit some buttons. And
Yep, I know the drill. Yeah.
yeah. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. And lovely
you.
listeners, look for us in Pasadena. We hope to be there.
Thanks for us. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. And remember, the Pet Stylist Relief Fund is up, it's running, and it is working on getting some relief to groomers in the LA area who need it. All right. Safe travels, guys.
Well, that was fun. But now it's time to head home. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed chatting with you. If there are any topics you'd like us to discuss or guests you want to see join us on this crazy road trip of ours, let us know in the Traveling Groomers Facebook page. Don't forget to thank our sponsors. And see you next week, guys. Safe travels.